Welcome everybody. This is the first edition. What is this, babe? Season 1, episode 1 of the Illinois podcast. We're coming to you live from right outside of Chicago, but we're not actually, we don't live in Chicago, so we didn't want to name it anything related to Chicago whatsoever. Just wanted to get things started a little bit here. This beautiful woman to my right is my wife, Nay. Nay, if you would, can you let everybody know a little bit about you? And yeah, let's hear it from you, huh?
Sure. So I am wife of Joe here, and like he said, we live outside of Chicago. I work from home, and we don't have any kids, so we love to, we work our jobs. We're pretty friendly. We love our friends. We hang out with them a lot. We spend time with our family. We like to go out a lot. We travel. We do a lot of fun things. We love to karaoke. We love to play pool. We love it so much. We bought a pool table.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're pool sharks, but if you ever meet us up and there's a pool table, you might want to be careful. So I'll take it back to Joe.
Yeah, you know what? Thanks, baby girl. So obviously, very similar stuff. We do love to. If there's a bar with karaoke, watch out. We're going to be there, and we're going to have a little fun with that for sure. Obviously, I love spending some time with my beautiful wife. Very lucky man. Outpunted my coverage. Don't worry, that football reference is going to come in later on as well. But we just really want to start this, just kind of have people get to know a little bit about us, have a little fun, hopefully get it to be as interactive as possible. Just as Nate had said, big fan of karaoke, big fan of pool, love the pool table downstairs. No kids, certainly.
We love sports.
Love sports.
We love going to games,
Absolutely.
Basketball, football, baseball. Yep. We're actually going to go to our first hockey game. Well, I think Joe has been to a couple hockey games. Yep. So we're pretty excited about that.
Absolutely.
And we love to go to concerts. And we're actually excited about the playoffs here going on for the football finale here coming up. Absolutely excited.
Absolutely. So because we're from the Chicagoland area, I've been here my entire life. So all Chicago sports teams, Blackhawks certainly for sure, but Bears, Bulls. My side of the family is from the South Side, so I'm a White Sox fan, but I'm not a Cubs hater, which is sort of really weird. My wife, a little bit more Central Illinois style, so she grew up in Kansas City Chiefs, St. Louis Cardinals, some other kind of stuff out there that's a little bit different. But
I was actually born in the city while Joe was born in the suburbs. So I actually moved away when I was 3, but
sure, right. So basically,
growing up, my brother was a Cubs fan because we lived right by Wrigleyville.
Yep.
I didn't grow up with sports too much. I kind of knew it a little, watched it on TV. So I didn't really become a baseball fan until I was an adult, and I was in Central Illinois. So I became a Cardinals fan because I was like, wow, they're Midwest and they're killers. So I just became a Cardinals fan. I followed them, and I said after Yankees, it's Cardinals. So
yeah, that's great. There's no doubt about that. So when you're from Central Illinois, for those of you guys that don't know, there's a couple of different things that you do. First off, you don't associate yourself with Chicago because you don't live in Chicago. So it's wonderful. I love it that you were born in Chicago, but you spent most of your life without it. So let's not kind of hold yourself to Chicago hoodness. For myself, kind of been around Chicago my entire life, kind of been easier to love the Chicago team. So I don't jump. I'm not a bandwagon person or anything like that. I really certainly love my teams. But moving forward with that, I thought it was really something, obviously this is really important stuff that we got going on here with sports. And this is a time of the year that I love. And we're certainly enjoying spending some time together, enjoying them together. I would certainly wish my Bears were in it, but they're not.
I do enjoy football quite a bit. I really never had a team. Um, the Bears, they've had a few, high moments. Um, before I was a Chiefs fan, and then I kind of stayed a Chiefs fan because they just got awesomer and awesomer, and then they even won some Super Bowls even while I knew Joe. So, um, but then now that I'm married to Joe, I cheer for the Bears too. So I have a couple of favorite teams, and I'm just really amazed by talent. If there's a great wide receiver or a great uh, running back on any team, I'm gonna cheer for that team. Be like, oh wow, what a great you know quarterback that team has. I'm gonna cheer for them because it's not just about one team, or it's about you know a player, and just respecting that player has that talent. And I think it's about recognizing that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. What we actually call that in from those around Chicago, we call that bandwagon. So she's kind of a bandwagon fan, but she's kind of picked up on some things. But the great thing is since we have been together, I really see that she's done a really wonderful job of increasing her football knowledge, and we're gonna test her a little bit with some of that stuff towards the end of the program. But let's kind of get to it if it's okay, babe. I'd love to kind of talk through some of the football games that are this upcoming weekend. Of course, we're in the divisional round of all of the playoffs right now. So we got 4 games, 2 in the AFC, 2 in the NFC. Honey, just out of curiosity, what does AFC stand for? Do you remember?
American Football League.
That'd be American Football Conference. Well done. And what about NFC? What does that stand for?
National Football Conference.
Perfection. All right. Nice, 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 nice. So let's go ahead and start with the first game of the week on Saturday. We've got the Texans, led by the exciting rookie C.J. Stroud. He established the record for touchdown interception percentage for a rookie quarterback. Also, yards per game for a rookie quarterback, and is certainly going to secure the NFL Rookie of the Year for sure. C.J. Stroud's had amazing years, made some really awesome plays this year. Kind of made some guys that people didn't really know, and it's kind of become names now. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, all these guys are guys that were nothing before C.J. Stroud got there. Now they're really something. And led by the very exciting rookie coach, DeMarco Ryans, my apology. They came from the defensive coordinator side of the Dallas Cowboys, now leading a squad into the playoffs. So really exciting stuff from the C.J. Stroud style. They are going to play Baltimore. Baltimore is led by the electric Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, who already has an MVP in his background. And in all likelihood will probably win the MVP again this year. It's at home for Baltimore, so obviously they're favored. They're led by John Harbaugh. If you know that name, that's because his brother Jim is in the news quite a bit. Of course, his brother Jim just won a college football championship with Michigan. He's out there. Is he going to be in the pros? Is he not going to be in the pros? Who knows? If you do remember years back, Jim and the 49ers played against John Harbaugh and the Ravens. Ravens won that Super Bowl. It's kind of the Brother Bowl. So really exciting first game of the playoffs for the divisional round this week. So, honey, who do you got this week and why? We got the Houston Texans led by C.J. Stroud against the Baltimore Ravens led by Lamar Jackson.
I predict the Ravens.
You got the okay. By the way, I love all the input you're providing with the decision you made with that. Thank you. That's works out really well.
Do you want any my feedback? Why?
I would love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Lamar Jackson.
Pretty good.
Good. I know they got that rookie quarterback on the Texans,
C.J. Stroud. Yeah.
But I think, I'm not too sure about the defense with the Baltimore Ravens, but from what I picked up, I heard the Ravens defense is just spot on.
I love it.
So they got that mean offense,
Yep.
and they got that killer defense.
And they got home court, and they got home field advantage.
They got
so.
home court advantage. So
Yep.
definitely, I don't see the Ravens being able to be shut down.
I love it. I also agree. Very well. Summation, by the way, for sure. Exciting running back, great defense, home field advantage. They are the number one overall seed in the entire NFL. Of course, they're the number one for the AFC. 49ers were number one in the NFC. If you remember, they played against each other this year. And the Ravens won. So I'm with you. I also agree wholeheartedly that in this week one, I think the Ravens are going to come ahead. So I'm with you. We're not going to talk about the point spreads or anything like that just yet. We're just kind of doing a little introductory here. Second game of the week, really exciting one. And I know you are really excited about this one, as am I. So we've got the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers led by the really amazing first-year quarterback, Jordan Love. I hate to say it, I'm a Bears fan. Don't like the Packers. It's kind of how I was born, how I was raised. Coached by Coach Matt LaFleur. Really an amazing coach. Done some really amazing things, and Jordan Love has really kind of taken the NFL by storm. If you remember last week, the Packers completely upset the Dallas Cowboys, number 2 seed at Dallas, where Jordan Love played, I believe, a perfect game and a perfect pass rating out of that one. Playing against the 49ers. 49ers are really an exciting team, led by Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, their quarterback, led by probably the best running back in the NFL with Christian McCaffrey. Of course, his father, Ed, played back in the day with the Denver Broncos. They're about as deep can be on the offensive side. Got one of the greatest tight ends of all time in George Kittle. Got 2 amazing wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, and also Deebo Samuel. Led by Kyle Shanahan, one of the most inventive offensive minds that the NFL has ever seen. So we've got the Packers coming to the 49ers. Who do you got in this one, babe?
I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, my mind is saying 49ers, but my heart is saying Packers because, I mean, I kind of grew up liking the Packers because they were really popular. They were, far, I was a bandwagon fan. I had the Packers starters jacket. And I mean, I'm someone who cheers for teams around me that are doing good. That's how I see it. So if, the Cubs are doing good, I'm going to cheer for them. If the White Sox are doing good, I'm going to cheer for them, even though I'm a Cardinals fan. So, I'm a Bears fan. So if the Packers are doing good, I'm going to cheer for them. That's how I see it.
So really quick here, since I don't believe you gave an answer. So who do you got, the Packers or the 49ers? I know you're cheering for the Packers. It sounds like you're looking for the underdog. You're hoping for the upset, kind of like and thinking like they're probably not favored to win, but it'd be cool if they did win. But who do you think is going to?
I want the Packers to win, but in reality, like I hope like just by magic they will win, but I think the 49ers are going to win, but I don't want them to.
I could not say that last thing better. Everything else that she said regarding like the Cubs when they're good or the Packers, none of that crap. But totally with you. I would actually like to see the Packers upset the 49ers just because I think an upset is cool, but I can't root for the Packers. Also, I have to think with both my heart and my head. I think I pointed at my head for my heart for my head. We'll edit that in post-op. But the 49ers at home, number 1 seed, playing against the Packers. Packers' youngest team in the NFL coming into the playoffs. Can't see an opportunity for the Packers to actually pull this one off. I kind of feel like Jordan Love had played his best game of the season, played the best game of his career last week. And don't see that repeating, especially when you're talking about going against Nick Bosa and those boys, the 49ers, with all that talent on the defensive end, with home field advantage, with the best running back in football, and such a solid offensive schemer in Kyle Shanahan. So I see the 49ers as well, but just like my boo here.
I mean, he's not, their running back's not Barry Sanders, so I'm sure, you know.
That's a good point. It doesn't make any sense to what we're talking about now, but that is true. He's not very. I'm also, just so everybody knows, I'm not Michael Jordan. Babe, I don't think you're Taylor Swift is, but that's okay. I'm with you though. I agree wholeheartedly, and I think you're totally right. You look great, by the way. I tell you that I have a face for radio. Obviously, you can see my wife does not. All right, so we got those first two games. So just once again, we got the home teams going. The number one seeds going. The Ravens beating the Texans. 49ers beating the Packers, but we're both kind of like, Packers win. That'll be kind of cool. Just an upset. Let's go to Sunday. So Sunday's got some exciting games happening. We've got the Buccaneers led by Baker Mayfield. What a story. Baker Mayfield, originally number one pick from the Cleveland Browns, kind of tossed around the league a little bit. Tom Brady, who some think is the GOAT. I would say it was Joe Montana. Probably talk about that in another show. But Tom Brady leaves the team. Baker Mayfield jumps right in there. They don't lose a beat. They won the NFC South. And now they're going really strong, really great coaching, Todd Bowles, strong defense. Mike Evans, a wide receiver, is one of the most underrated wide receivers of all time. Trey McBride, their upcoming tight end, is an exciting guy as well. They got Rashid White at running back, a really exciting running back. Got a really strong team. Unfortunately, they are going to Detroit. Now, Detroit's really exciting. Detroit hasn't had playoff football in 30 years. Can you imagine that? 30 years. Almost as old as my wife here. So they haven't had football in Detroit in that long. And they do now. They got a great team. Dan Campbell, their coach, is about as exciting as possible. Rams cast off Jared Goff is leading the way with that. They got some really exciting running backs. Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back. The ex-Bear David Montgomery doing some wonderful things. Got probably the most underrated wide receiver in all of football, and Amon St. Brown. So we've got the Buccaneers, led by Baker Mayfield, going to Detroit to play against the Lions, coached by Dan Campbell, a guy that would you'd want to run through a wall for, I suppose. But really exciting game. How do you see this one working out, babe?
Well, besides Baker Mayfield, I'm not too familiar
with the Buccaneers. They're Pirates. I don't know if you know that. That's that if you look at it, seriously, if you look at it,
I mean,
that's what they are. They're
besides
Pirates.
Brady, I mean, that team did, win the Super Bowl.
Well, it wouldn't be besides Brady. It would be pretty much because of Brady, right? I mean, not besides Brady. I mean,
wait. Well, was it because of Brady they won the Super Bowl?
I mean, guy comes from the Patriots, goes to Buccaneers, first year with the Buccaneers, potentially the best of all time, leads into the squad, leads into the Super Bowl, and is the MVP in the game. I'd say he had a little something to do with it, but he has nothing to do with this game. Guys, don't even think about betting this based on Nay's response with Tom Brady on the team. He's not on there. He's actually retired.
No. I'm saying this, that did this team help them win the Super Bowl, or was it solely because of Brady?
Well, it's always, that's a really great question, right? Because if you look at the word team, together everybody achieves more, right? So there is no there is no I in team. There is a me if you look it up. So TEAM, put the M, the E, that's a me. But that's not what you're talking about. So still has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about here. But Buccaneers against the Lions, babe. Which way you going?
Now, we've talked about who's currently the best quarterback currently. And we say Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Josh Allen.
Yes. Lamar Jackson probably up there too, right? Sure. Okay.
But then
still nothing to do with this game, babe. So let's stay focused.
Baker Mayfield lie?
Oh, Baker Mayfield's probably in the 12 to 15 range, I think, of right now with NFL quarterbacks.
Where is this?
Jared Goff. Jared Goff's actually a great story because, once again, he was a cast-off. He was on the Rams when they won a Super Bowl. He was traded for They went to the Super Bowl and they lost. My apologies. Then he was traded to Lions.
Matthew Stafford
led the team to the Super Bowl with the Rams.
Him himself,
yes,
was traded for
for Jared Goff and
10 other people
and others. Yes. Jared Goff, though, it should be known before you actually do respond to this, my honey bunch. Jared Goff is at home one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. He plays great in that Dome Stadium in Detroit there. His stats are amazing, and he's phenomenal. So Buccaneers, Lions, who do you got?
And how's the defense on both of these teams?
Lions probably got they both got pretty good defenses. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll put on the Lions.
You're going with the Lions. I think that was a really great summation of why you chose the Lions, by the way. I would also go with the Lions for sure. They're at home. Dan Campbell's got that team chomping at the bit. Jared Goff, like I say, plays like
and I heard that Eminem was going to go out and rap.
Eminem is going to lose yourself in the music in the moment. You better watch it, right? Yeah. So I'm with you. Marshall Mathers probably agrees. We're going to both go with the Lions on this one. He said, hey, we're really picking some really big upsets here. Basically, all the home teams, all the teams that are favored, we're saying are going to win. But that's okay. First podcast. Let's get some winners here. Now, here's where it gets really fun, and here's why it gets really fun. So Sunday night, two teams are playing, and I am a Bears fan. There's no doubt about that. But I've sort of adopted the Chiefs as my second team because they're in the AFC when the Bears are in the NFC. Chiefs are actually, for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career, he's going to be on the road in the playoffs. Up until this year, they always had home field advantage all the way to the Super Bowl if they made it that far. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes is amazing. So the Kansas City Chiefs, led by my favorite head coach in all football, Andy Reid. If you don't like Andy Reid, you don't like yourself. I mean, he's just an awesome, wonderful, cool guy. You're going to still stick with me, right, babe? We kind of need you in the screen. They are led by Patrick Mahomes, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, certainly right now the best quarterback. They are led by they also have one of the greatest tight ends of all time, Taylor. What's her last name?
Travis Kelce.
Oh, Taylor Tay-Tay's boyfriend, Travis Kelce. Amazing. Getting a little bit old, though. Getting a little bit long in the tooth, though. Got a decent running game. Although Isaiah Pacheco, I see you. You run like a beast. Wide receivers a little bit challenging on the Chiefs, though, and one of the reasons why they don't have home field advantage, the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers dropped more passes this year than any other team. So they are actually going to Buffalo. Regardless of the weather, Kansas City gets cold too, so if Buffalo's cold, Kansas City should be able to hold that. Buffalo is led by Josh Allen, extremely excited Josh Allen, led by a running back, James Cook, who's really killing it this year. Stephon Diggs is out there crushing it. Defense of both teams is solid. I'd say the Kansas City Chiefs is a little bit better defensively, which kind of helps them out a lot. Buffalo is favored, not by much. I know it's the first time I said anything about spreads. We'll do that a little bit more as these podcasts go on. But who do you got? You got the Kansas City Chiefs, kind of the underdog. First time in an underdog role for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I think I kind of know where you're going with this.
I love Kansas City.
I know you do.
Kansas City all day.
Kansas City all day. So
I mean,
why though? Why?
I think they don't.
You don't. By the way, guys,
Kansas City doesn't have the weapons.
Yes.
That the
Buffalo,
the Bills do.
Sure.
But, I just think Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, like they're beasts.
Right.
And I mean,
and all the Swifties are rooting for this team too. Let's say that as well.
And I mean, just out of luck, I just think they will win.
Well, this is where you go head and heart, right? My head says the Buffalo Bills are going to be playing at home. Probably going to give Kansas City for all. Kansas City's really underwhelmed this year. My heart says go with the Chiefs. I love Patrick Mahomes. Like I say, I really love Andy Reid. That's my guy. I wish he was a Bears coach. Flus can go away. Andy Reid can start there. That'd be great. I am also, though, because I married this woman, I got to agree with her sometimes, right? I'm also going to go with the Chiefs for the upset over the Buffalo Bills this week. So in summation, really easy. We basically just kind of went with mostly all of the favorites. So once again, Texas and Ravens, we got the Ravens over the Texans. We went with the 49ers beating the Packers, although we're both kind of hoping the Packers can pull this off, but it looks like the 49ers will probably do so. Buccaneers and Lions, if you remember, Nay knew a lot about the Buccaneers, which is why she chose the Lions. I mean, it was just an amazing summation of the team. And then Chiefs-Bills, going to be close. but we both kind of think that the Chiefs are going to pull the upset. So take that to the bank or don't. Don't want you to lose your money if we're wrong. So if we're wrong, you didn't hear it here. If we're right, if you want to throw a couple bucks our way, we're cool with that. So that is that. Babe, I'm actually going to switch gears and kind of throw you for a little curveball here. I know we had talked about something else. I'm actually want to switch gears a little bit because when there's hot pressing news that's coming alive, I think it's something that we should probably discuss. So Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce's brother, older brother, really amazing story. If you ever,
he retired.
Yeah, well, no, it's not official, but it seems like it is official. But just to give a little background of Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce grew up in Cleveland Heights, just like with his brother Travis. Jason Kelce ended up walking on to the University of Cincinnati to play football with the Cincinnati Bearcats. He walked onto the team, ended up, went there as a tight end, switched over, I'm sorry, my apologies, went there as a linebacker. They switched him over to the offensive line, started playing offensive line for the Cincinnati Bearcats, got better and better and better. His brother, Travis, then actually ended up walking on to Cincinnati too, going there as a quarterback. Travis's first 2 years with Cincinnati didn't get a lot of playing time. After his freshman year, Travis actually got kicked off the Cincinnati Bearcats team. Little problem with a little drugs and alcohol, Mr. Kelce. Jason Kelce, his older brother, convinced the head coach to bring Travis back on the team. And Travis ended up coming back to the Cincinnati Bearcats. Jason Kelce ended up getting drafted by the Eagles in the later rounds of the draft. When Travis Kelce, a couple years later, was getting ready to go into the NFL, there was people from Andy Reid, who was now the coach of the Chiefs, was the Philadelphia Eagles coach Jason Kelce. So Andy Reid actually asked Jason Kelce, "Is Travis got all his problems gone? Is he ready to play?" Jason Kelce not only stood up for his brother in order to get Travis to play on Cincinnati, but also convinced Andy Reid to draft Travis Kelce. And of course, Travis Kelce's had this amazing career. But I just wanted to ask you your thoughts. I mean, I know you've watched a little bit of the podcast They Do, which is really successful. New Heights, great thing. But Travis Kelce, any thoughts on Jason Kelce potentially retiring here and kind of saying goodbye to what will be a Hall of Fame career, probably first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest centers of all time, at the center of the whole tush push or brotherly shove that's been so successful and been such a huge factor. I think he was named one of the most sexy men of the year, if those are things that you might like as well. But thoughts on maybe Jason Kelce saying, he's had enough. He's played and he's going to retire and he's going to kind of go to the next phase of his career.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the documentary, and I mean, he's in pretty bad shape physically. I think he's been in that type of shape for quite a few years now. So I say, yeah, he retire. He needs that time with his kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's really well said. And these things happen with football players. Football players certainly suffer from a lot of things later on. There's some really traumatic stuff that happens with their brains and stuff like that, which is a little scary. So it's almost better for a player to decide on his own that it's time to go rather than the league or injury to tell him to do so. So if it's unofficial, but it seems like it's unofficially official. But if this actually is the end for Mr. Kelce, he was a great person for the league, great spokesperson for the league, great role model. If you do watch it, I know Neha had alluded to this. If you watch any of the documentaries, he's an amazing father of 3 beautiful girls. He's got a really cool relationship. I think he met his wife on Tinder, if I remember correctly, which I think is kind of cool, Kylie Kelce. But just an amazing man. So I think the whole NFL will miss him. Well, I think at this point it's kind of time for us to say goodbye. We thank you very much for joining the Illinois with the superstar of the show, obviously, Nate, and the guy who's got the face for radio, Joe, here. We do appreciate you listening. We do appreciate you following. Tell your friends. And like subscribe, all that fun stuff, whatever's available for you to do so. Really appreciate spending this time with you. Think that this is something that's going to continue to grow into something really special here. So from us to you, you want to say goodbye to them, babe?
Bye, guys.
Thanks
Thanks for watching.
Take care, everybody. Bye.